Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of the Chiswick Coffee Break. My guest today is Patsy Richardson, owner of the Greenhouse. Hi, Patsy.
Hey, Jeannie. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for doing this. So, let me tell you a little bit about Patsy. Patsy is originally from Zimbabwe, where she had a very happy childhood growing up on a remote farm, running around barefoot and living the simple farm life. She went to university in Cape Town before settling in the UK, and pretty soon, arriving in England, she moved to Chiswick, where she's lived for over 25 years. The greenhouse is brand new and only opened in November last year, focusing on providing high quality rooms for coaches and therapists to rent by the hour. It is a talking therapy space on Chiswick High Road at the junction of Turnham Green Terrace. And Patsy called it the greenhouse because it is a place where people can come, get shelter, get sunshine, and grow. True to its name, the greenhouse is a woodland theme with actual trees and forest plants throughout the space. It is designed to be calm, welcoming, and accessible for clients when they visit. And I know that's true because I've been many times. Before starting her own business, Patsy had an international marketing career in London with big companies like Unilever and Cadbury. However, she's always been a creative and independent person and dreamed of starting her own business. So when the opportunity arose, she left corporate life to start a business, working in property, doing lettings and property development, and now is enjoying watching the greenhouse grow and thrive. Thank you so much, Patsy, for being my guest today. I really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you for having me, Jeannie.
This is some of the greenery behind you now.
Yes, this is the greenhouse.
Okay, so I'm going to start from the top. It's a Chiswick Coffee Break. What made you choose Chiswick of all the places to live in London?
Oh, wow, Jeannie. Do you know, I arrived in Chiswick from Southern Africa, when I arrived here after university. And I hadn't been in London long before I landed in Chiswick, which was just good luck, really, not good management. At that stage, Chiswick was really a sort of sleepy cousin to Hammersmith. But I had friends here and they said, oh, no, come to Chiswick. We like it. And so, for no other reason than that, I landed here. And I'm so glad I did. It was a happy accident because I've now got roots and just very happy here now.
It's a very hard place to move from once you've lived here.
Yes. It's virtually impossible to leave, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right. So let's go into the greenhouse. What gave you the inspiration to set it up?
Well, quite a few things coming together, actually. One of them was I was working as the non-exec director for a mental health charity in Ealing. And when I was there, I realized that one of the biggest problems they had was actually getting decent therapy rooms for people. So they'd get the grants from the council and really struggle to find good rooms for their therapists to operate in. So a lot of times it was the rooms were an afterthought on the back of a medical facility or an office type space where the clients had to walk through the office, sit across a desk or work in a room that wasn't soundproof. So in my time there, I just thought if rooms could be designed for clients, that would make such a difference to the quality of therapy that we could deliver. So that was one sort of big piece of thinking in it. And the other piece is a much more surprising story. It has a happy ending, but hold on to your seat, Jeannie. Well, because I had a kidney failure 10 years ago and had to have a kidney transplant. And a friend of mine from church gave me his kidney, donated me a live kidney. And that gift, it's a gift of life, together with all the help and support I had from family, friends, medical people, it's enormous. And that's a whole new lease of life. And it just made me determined to use my life in a meaningful way. And I think that by creating the best spaces we can for therapists and their clients to have a community that's thriving, that's doing good work, it's a meaningful and important thing to me. So it's the coming together of those two things, Jeannie.
Wow. I mean, that is an incredible story. And I'm very glad it's a happy ending, by the way.
And it is. Yeah, but thank you, Jeannie. You look at a story like that and it could so easily have gone the other way. So, yes.
No, absolutely. And look at what's come out of it. So one of the things when I was reading out your bio, you say talking therapies. Can you explain what you mean? What kind of therapists are you actually looking for the greenhouse?
Yeah. Well, talking therapy is really differentiated from physical therapy, I suppose. So we've got a lot of comfortable armchairs and chairs. Our rooms are set up for people to sit down. You could almost think of it as sitting therapy, as opposed to physical therapy like a physiotherapist or yoga or Pilates, where people move around. So I suppose the first half of the people we're looking for are people who want to do sitting down therapies, not physical. But like you said, we often say it, the greenhouse, we create it as a place where people can come, feel safe, get shelter, get sunshine and grow. We say that a lot. But for them to be safe, it's important that the quality and standard of our practitioners is high and that people are qualified properly for the work that they do. So we do ask all of our therapists to be insured, to have qualifications, and to be registered with the relevant governing body for them. So for coaches, for example, that's ICF. For physiotherapists, psychotherapists, sorry, that would be the UKCP or BCAP or similar. So that's kind of who we're looking for, is people who want to sit down, talk it out, and have the qualifications and affiliations to be credible.
Okay, I get it when you say the physical versus the talking. That helps a lot when you go through that. One of the things I've noticed, because I've been, I've done a few things with you at the greenhouse and stuff, is that it feels like a community. It feels like a home. Is that the sort of ambiance and atmosphere that you're trying to create there?
I love you for asking that, Jeannie. That's exactly what we're trying to create. You've met Elizabeth, the lovely Elizabeth Cook, as the membership manager or community manager here as well. And we are trying to create a community that's kind, respectful, and feels like a community. So when we've been talking to therapists, there's two things that come out. The first thing is they say it's quite lonely. So if they're working from home or even working in a practice where people don't talk to each other very much, it can be quite a lonely profession. And so we do a lot of things here to help them to meet each other and support each other. So, for example, we've got a WhatsApp group. We do members' coffee mornings for them to meet, peer-to-peer support, supervision groups, rather. Encourage those so that they can work together. And actually, because we've got coaches and psychotherapists here, there's quite a broad scope for cross referrals and things like that. So we encourage all of that. And also, another thing, just talking to them, we find is that a lot of psychotherapists, more than coaches, but both, find it quite hard to get their clients. They like doing the work and they're very good at doing their work, but they don't really like getting out and about finding the clients as much. So we also try and help them with that. We put their bios on our website. We help them with their social media marketing and things like that, invite them to blog, and just generally help them as well to grow their practice as much as we can. So that's the kind of things we do for a community. But the community is only as good as members. And so far, it's just been a lovely response from people. This is a nice space, and people, they've just responded very positively and just with a nice open attitude to us. And it's lovely.
Yeah, no, I think the space definitely. I think everything you're doing to bring people in and helping the therapists and coaches, etc., all works. But also the space itself lends itself, because you have obviously good sized therapy rooms for you. You have how many rooms in altogether?
And we've got 8 rooms altogether. So 6 of them are classic therapy rooms for singles or couples. And then we've got a room for 6, which we call the Big Relax, actually, because it's full of beanbags, structured beanbags. So it's not all over the show, but that's a much more informal room. And then we've got a room for 10, which is really from workshops, family therapy meetings, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the space definitely lends itself to community-wise. So I love the greenhouse.
Yeah, Jeannie. The greenhouse loves having you around.
Well, yes, thank you. Finally, my favorite and my last question. Where's your favorite place in Chiswick? You can have 2 if you want.
Creative soul, and I can't lie, I do like clothes. There's that. On a Saturday morning, I just love to go trawling around the Chiswick High Road looking for bargains in charity shops. So my absolute favorite thing to do is the Mind charity shop. Turnham Green Terrace has just opened and it's lovely. It's really got good quality stuff in there. And they support mental health. So that's a winner. one of the guilty pleasures in Chiswick is the Chiswick House Brasserie. We're just across the road from us here at the greenhouse, and we go there for breakfast when we can, which is nice. Yeah, so I suppose that's my second favorite place. I have a third cheeky one.
Go ahead. You can have a third.
Which is Angie's. So, it's more or less a cafe, but they do catering for us at the greenhouse, and it's really lovely. And they also do brunches, and unusually for a cafe, they have a license for their breakfast. So you can actually go there and have a Bloody Mary for breakfast. It's a wonderful thing, Jeannie, on a Saturday.
I didn't know they had a license. I had brunch there on Friday with a friend, and I didn't know that they had. Maybe I shouldn't know. But
next time you go there, maybe not on a Friday, but if we haven't got a busy day, they do have a license, and there you are.
Yeah,
just don't say I told you, Jeannie.
No, well, they'll probably be happy for you saying so. But anyway, that's good. You're allowed the 3, and those are very good places. I mean, we're so lucky with all the charity shops and things we have around here. And being Chiswick, there's some good quality things in our charity shops.
Yeah, I know that from my days working as the trustee for that mental health charity. They had a charity shop, and you are only as good as your area in terms of the stuff that comes into the shop.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Patsy, thank you so much for being my guest today. Thank you.
I've had such fun. Thank you, Jeannie.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you, everyone, for watching the Chiswick Coffee Break, and hope to see you in another episode soon.